hard to talk about, hard to normalize the discussion that for so long has been stigmatized as a different part of health. One of the pieces of this work for all of you listening and all of you participating in these micro shifts is that mental health is an integrative process. We talked about environmental, social, physical, emotional, mental, professional, integrative. In other words, the routine and the choices and the empathy we apply across that spectrum all require pause for awareness, all require us to grapple with why it's so hard to accept new circumstances or change, and all require compassionate action or some of the practical takeaways. The coping skills that you guys have both just pointed to, it helps for us to remember that we've all been saying we have a system for that. We have a roadmap for that. We have a process. But do we? Do we have a system for this? Now we need a new roadmap, and project management, process review, needs assessment, taking a look at the problem requires that we also look at our own integrative needs as individuals, because as individuals, we're part of systems, but we're individuals first. So Danye, Zach, many IT admins have been more significantly impacted than other roles in the organization. What, from your perspective, has this done to our own view on the IT professional, since we haven't really talked about how fundamental every IT professional is to our new remote or workplace or marketplace success?
I'll just kick off with saying IT work, when it's done really well, should go unnoticed. And unfortunately, it is a thankless job as a result of that. If things are just working, you've done your job, but nobody thanks you for it. Sometimes it takes a catastrophe, and then how the catastrophe is dealt with, and you might get a thank you. There's a lot of chaos in that, and it's unfortunately just part of the nature of being in IT. You'll find yourself running and taking care of this and putting out fires and planning the next project. And often that pace of change just goes and goes and goes, and you afford yourself little time for self-compassion. I, over the course of my career, didn't deal with that well, and just completely disregarded my own emotional mental health well-being, and it caused a burnout scenario for me, and that's how I ended up where I ended up. Danye, over to you.
Yeah, it's already, as you mentioned, it's already a thankless job, but it adds to that during this pandemic, because now that stress and responsibility has doubled or tripled. So not only has the workload gone up, but the level of sometimes respect and just common decency falls down by the wayside, because again, people just expect us to take care of this or to essentially be robots about things. And what I've had to battle with is really taking a step outside of myself and reminding myself, not only when I deal with a disgruntled user, that it's not me personally that's caused them to be upset, but just to use that same empathy and sympathy that we talked about and remind myself that they're battling who knows on top of this professional issue. So if I can smile at someone or use my sense of humor, or honestly just take a step back and listen to what they're dealing with, not only does that help put us in a better light and show that we're human as well, but that's how I get my thanks without getting thanks, if you will, because I'm just showing someone a different way of blank. And that's what we need in this day and age. So yeah, I'm constantly battling feeling that I'm not worthy, but at the same time, everything that I do ups that worth.
Please subscribe and check out more content from us.